So, hey, how's it going? My name is Quo. I am a sales engineer over here at Slack. Today, it will be my duty to address you guys' pain points, display or demo our product, and ask any questions. You can stop me along my demonstration to see if you have any questions. I'm open to whatever you may have. Okay, so so to my understanding, you guys have been having issues with Teams not being on the same page with messaging. Is that correct?
That is great. I feel like there's a lack of communication sometimes, and lack of transparency as well.
Okay. I also, to my understanding, sometimes not knowing the details of their assignments and not necessarily knowing who specific projects or certain subject matter experts are. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's one of the concerns.
Okay, so so the pain points that I would address are overall inefficient workflows, and how simple and easy our product is for you guys to use. And because I know that you guys want to spend more time making deals versus spending time actually learning new software. So here we go. Imagine meetings being held and having imagine meetings being held and having record of everything said, every note passed, and every question answered. Slack puts all of the minds that you guys have hired and developed into continuous meetings and allows them to build on prior interactions. So here, as you can see on my screen, I'll show you how simple and easy our software is and how it'll be simple and easy for you guys' teams to use. So we offer, in order for you guys to have cohesion and for the learning curve to be shortened, we offer videos and tutorials for every feature on our service. The tools are here. I'll make sure that this information is sent over to you in an email, which shows your team everything: how to start a conversation, how to host different channels, and how to keep those things organized. And I'll explain what all of these things mean throughout my demonstration. So here we go. I know that you guys have inefficiencies in terms of the workflows. So what we do, this video would show your team exactly how we can make you guys more efficient. It basically will show how we unite individuals on your team with the tools that your team use to accelerate the process of you guys' deals. We help to shorten sales cycles and rake up more deals. So on average, our software has come to the point where we average an increase of 27% wins of deals. And that's simply because we make sure that the communication is cohesive. And we also 26% of increase in sales productivity. And that's simply because we give you guys the opportunity to clearly detail what each individual or each subject matter expert is responsible for. So if a teammate has a question, they can go directly to the source that can answer that question versus asking a person who has to ask another person. All of the tools that we offer are harnessed on a platform. So it'll be downloadable not only to your team's phones, but also their computer. It's all through a cloud system, which makes it easy for teammates to communicate on the fly or communicate at their desk. Here is Slack for an example for me to explain absolutely everything that I just briefly touched on. So we have trends. We also have direct messages, and direct messages will be one teammate to the next. If a teammate has a question if teammate A has a question for teammate B is a subject matter expert, then they can come in and have direct communication between themselves. The efficiency comes in where management or leadership can view what the conversation was to make any changes to the conversation to make sure that it's cohesive and make sure that teammate A understands exactly what teammate B says, or if teammate A understands the exact assignment that they currently have. We also break things down into these things called channels. So channels are specific events or specific meetings. Again, if you go into the mindset of a meeting itself, a channel can be a meeting. In our language, it's called a meeting of the minds. And basically, a general meeting is where everyone is invited. And then a LinkedIn networking meeting is where those who want to discuss LinkedIn, the LinkedIn tools, and what our company is currently using LinkedIn for, they can all discuss it here. And if a discussion was held at a prior date, then a teammate can go in and search it just simply by scrolling up to see what conversations was held that they may have not understood or may have not been in attendance of. And then here, which is one of the features that will make things efficient for you guys, is every teammate can have a bracket here that shows exactly how they're a subject matter expert. So for instance, here, Ahmed he's a tech mentor. So if someone needs mentor services, they can come directly to him, ask him the questions directly, and it'll go in you and his direct message, which you guys have visibility to, but also management does, so that they can make any clarifications. Do you have any questions as of this point?
I have one question though. So let's say there are like frequent communications happening, and then you just add a random person one day. Will he still have access to all conversations so that like he can like keep up with everything?
So if you add a random person to I'll go back to it. If you add a random person to a channel, that channel has individuals that have been, that channel can be managed in terms of adding them to a channel allows for them to see everything that was discussed for the lineage of that channel. But adding them to a direct message would just make a message between the three individuals, and they'll only have access to the time that they were added to the message. If they're
And
not,
how far you can go with that channel?
so that just depends upon our plans. We have our plans here, which details our plans and our pricing. And based on the plan that you get, tells how long a channel or a canvas will be available to your team. So for instance, I'll go down here, and here it shows that you'll have accessibility to some plans for, one moment. Let me show you exactly. Because depending upon how you guys spend, certain plans give visibility for the entirety of a conversation or the entirety of basically existence, as long as we can host the file. But certain plans have only 30 days of history. So here, this just makes it simple and easy. Sometimes you have 30 days to view what was said and what had gone on. And sometimes you'll have unlimited amount of time. It literally just depends upon what your team needs and what plans you guys discuss and decide upon. So what our product does for you is, it saves time. The reason why we could save time is simply because we can make sure that all information is cohesive and all information is in one place, so one person doesn't have to ask another person. That will increase efficiency in terms of, again, it doesn't have to become a telephone chain where one person is transferred to another person. A person can literally just go directly to a source. Even if you guys share a file that someone has to sign or fill out, that file or that document can be hosted inside of our software. It reduces errors because management, training, and anyone in administrative roles have access to the channels themselves. They can make any adjustments, point out errors, or make clarifications so that everyone's on the same page. and it'll improve overall productivity. I know that you guys' issue is that sales cycles are taking a little too long, and this will help to shorten that time. So if you have any more questions, then I'd be happy to answer those questions. If not, then my suggestion is that you guys start with our Business Plus plan. And also, I will make sure that you get an email with all of my information so that you can ask any questions.
Sure. I mean, I have to talk to my partner, and then decide. We'll get back to you guys.
Okay. I know that you need to talk to a partner. There's other decision makers with this ultimate discussion. Are there anything specifically that you think your partner may ask, or anything that you may think that I can answer now while you and I have the time?
I mean, I'll find out once I talk, and if there's anything which I don't know, I'll certainly put them forward.
Okay, thank you so much. So I will send over an email with everything that we discussed. Based upon that email and based upon the conversation that you have with your partner, I'd like for us to schedule another meeting. In that email, I'll also send my Calendly link, which will give you access to my schedule and all of my openings. So if your partner wants to have a meeting, or if we've come to the space of making a decision, then you and I can have another meeting, and we can discuss everything that needs to be.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.